Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. I'm back to doing the Inktober prompts today since I finished my Halloween inking. The prompt for today is prickly. At first I thought of a cactus. That's a little bit boring, so I sat for a second and the next thing I thought of was hedgehogs, or I don't know if I thought of hedgehog or porcupine first, but either way, those little spiky animals. I decided on hedgehog because they're really cute. And so that's what I'm going to draw. I'm going to try to draw it as my chibi style, but they're already pretty chibi. Their heads are so big. So we'll see how I can make it chibi. If I can do it, or if it just ends up looking mostly like a regular hedgehog. Got a little reference image here. Someone took a picture of their hedgehog or something. They actually come in quite a few different colors, but I liked this one because it has a brown face and then white around it, and then it's got the spikes, which are like brown and white, brown and white. So for all chibis, we do a really big head. Big circular head, and then the way its body is, it just kind of comes out of the head, and okay, it comes down a little more than that. This almost makes an A shape, and it's kind of flat on the bottom. I wonder if I should make the body a little smaller, since key point of chibis is the head is a lot bigger than it is naturally. Although maybe once I add the ears, or no, this is about the normal proportions. They're already so chibi-like. They have just huge heads in relation to their body size. Okay, let's try again. Let's make it a little smaller. Just a little bit smaller of a body, so we get the cute chibi proportions. Let's see, I should go out this far out. Curves in. It's a little better. And the way this one is, it actually has a leg kind of sticking out. Of course, since it's chibi, let's make it a little smaller. Although it's already so tiny. It's got the tiniest little leg. Boop! And the little adorable little hands. And then its other one, like right here, it comes out of a little poof of an upper arm, and the lower arm is lightly furred. Cute little feet. They're already so chibi-like. Alright, now the face. Let's lower the eyes a little bit, because that makes it more like a chibi. And their noses come out into a point. They got a little muzzle. Kind of like tiny little dogs. Call them hedgehogs. They should call them little hedge dogs. Got little dog muzzles. And of course, we'll make the eyes a lot bigger. A lot bigger than naturally. It's another key chibi feature. Just has big black bug eyes, kinda. I don't see any iris, it just looks like a huge pupil to me. Now for the ears. Also kind of dog-like. Like puppies. They look like puppy ears. Hedgehog. That's what it should be called now. Miniature hedgehog. Carletta, welcome. I am wonderful today. How are you? Thanks for joining me again. It's fun to go back to something a little less serious for Inktober. I really wanted to get that illustration inked yesterday, but it's kind of high pressure. So it's a more not serious in subject, but serious in I'm trying to get it done and everything. These daily ones are much easier because I finish it, and then even if I don't like it, it doesn't matter because it's time to move on to the next day. You're good. Wonderful. I am happy to hear that. Thanks for subscribing. Also, here and on YouTube, I'm pretty sure I saw you subscribe on both places. Thank you. This muzzle is kind of hard to draw. It's kind of hard to get it right. It comes like this. Maybe if I erase these guidelines now, that'll help. Let's see. It's really fuzzy. Okay, maybe that's it. I'll draw little fuzzy lines. Or, I know, I'll draw the outside of the face first, and then that'll help me. Ah, that's looking pretty cute. Good. Okay, that's pretty good. Now these parts are really long, thin hairs. And it cuts pretty straight across, actually. It's not, it looks like they're pretty soft in this portion of the face. Welcome, Lynn. Your laptop is Aw. So are you on a laptop? Or it didn't work out? It's bad luck if it didn't work out. Bad luck if that also isn't working. Let's see, the side of the face is shorter. So that kind of comes out from the eye, the direction of the eye. Okay, and then it comes along here for the snout or the muzzle, and it stops right underneath each eye, so I'm going to mark that part. Yep, I went too far on this one. Straight under the eye is where the side of the muzzle lands. And then it comes down like this. for hosting me, Carletta. That's so nice of you. I don't think... No, wait. Jeff has hosted me once. I remember that. Oh. All right. Yeah, this is good. This is good. So now, erase this bottom part, because here is where it turns from face into body. So the fur kind of comes down and makes up these little poofy legs. I'm going to erase the guidelines because I need to make all these little tiny strokes because it's just such a fuzzy little creature. It's your lunch break, so you can watch while you make food. Oh, that's perfect. I'm glad you could watch during your lunch break. I know this time isn't that great for people watching in similar time zones to me, but unfortunately this is the best time for me to stream. But that's why I always upload my streams to YouTube, so worst case scenario, at least people could catch it there if they want after the fact. Okay, it's just this leg, it's just such a big poof. It's just a big poofy. Big poofy leg. I'm gonna make this one actually even more poofier. Oh, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this. Okay. Face. Okay. Okay, now it's just the body. Dang. Lynn, I'm sorry that your laptop didn't work out either. Dang it. But at least you're able to get on it all, I suppose. A couple weeks ago, I had my friend try to watch, and it told her that I was live, and she couldn't even get on at all, even though it told her it was like, you know, Studio Mikarts is live or whatever. Then she got on and couldn't see it until after I was done. It's like, that's the worst. So at least that's not happening. At least you're able to get on the chat and everything. Does this character have a name? Actually, it doesn't. I'm just making it up. I'm doing the Inktober prompt, and the prompt was prickly. So after a couple thoughts that I was like, I don't want, like, the first thing I thought of was cactus. And so I was like, I guess I could draw a cactus. That's kind of boring, though. I thought for a little bit longer, because I've been trying to just go with whatever I think of first so that I can hurry and get it done. Because I found in the past that that has been a showstopper for me in a bad way. When I can't think of something and then I end up not doing anything at all because I'm like paralyzed by the decision, I guess. But today, cactus wasn't going to cut it. So I thought of hedgehog pretty quickly after that. So I'm just making a chibi-fried little extra cute hedgehog. But dang, hedgehogs are already so chibi-like. They're already really, they have huge heads for their body size. And they're all fuzzy. They're so cute. And their eyes are like, so these are much bigger. So that's really helping with the chibi look. But their eyes are really big on their own. Like they're so cute. That's why people took them from the wild and made them pets, because they're just too adorable. You can't resist these little creatures. And even their little ears, I'm looking at this reference, even the ears are just, they're so fuzzy. Like I just want to gently rub a hedgehog's ear. This picture makes it look so lovely to touch. I've never touched a real hedgehog before, so I don't have any experience with them, but I have lots of experience with dogs, and it just looks like a little tiny fuzzy dog to me, this hedgehog that I'm looking at in a photo. These little lines are for its whiskers. It has little, actually the whiskers are more like a cat's because they're really long. They're like as long as the body, which is what cats usually have too. Let's see. Twitch needed me to mess with something in the chat real quick. You had a high school friend who had a hedgehog as a pet. Aw, did you get to touch it? Are they softer underneath? Like, are their faces nice and soft? Like I imagine the spines are hard. Because I've seen them in like videos and stuff. I feel like the spines are hard, but this part on the reference looks like it just looks so soft. I'm so jealous. I wish I had a friend who had a hedgehog. Or guess maybe I wish I had a hedgehog once, but I learned my lesson with small animal pets. They don't live long enough, so it's like it's extra sad. Like you get that, everybody dies, and when your small animals die, and they die so much sooner, they die so much more often because, and then you get another one, and then 2 years later it's already time for it to go. And it was just, I had 3 sister rats, and those were the last small animal pets I had, and I couldn't do it anymore after them, and they all got cancer and stuff. So it was just, I did everything I could to give them all good lives and stuff, and take really good care of them. I always took them to the vet and everything, but it's just too hard. These little small animals, they're so precious, but my heart can't take it. The spines are prickly. Ooh, excellent. That means it's perfect for my prompt. You do think the belly and face was soft. I hope they are. They sure look like it. They look like nice, soft little... I mean, even the spines look like, as long as you're not petting them backwards, as long as you go like this, it might have a satisfying texture. If you guys have any names for this little hedgehog character, you can let me know. I'll take them into consideration. I don't ever think to name my characters. Like when I draw a, like one like this where I'm just drawing it to draw it. I guess because I don't ever think of backstories or anything either. So it just never crosses my mind to think of a name. So if you guys want to name it, since you're here watching me draw it, you are welcome to think of a name for this little chibi hedgehog. Now, have I missed anything else? I think I'm going to get rid of the lines for the whiskers. It takes away from the cuteness. Since this is a stylized drawing, I don't necessarily have to go super realistic. Oh, Lynn, I'm sorry that you have to head out. I'm sorry the videos just don't seem to work for you. Hopefully you can watch it on YouTube later. Since I post the recording from, of course you probably can't even hear this, but I'll tell you on Facebook later. The recordings are made from the video feed and not from the stream. I don't know if that makes sense. So like if there's problems with the stream, the recording is usually okay. Yep, if you have any name ideas, looks like we got a few viewers, and there's only, I guess, Carletta, you're my only one in the chat now. It's just you and me, but if anyone else wants to hop on and suggest a name, I'll keep it in mind. Since I always scan these and post them on DeviantArt after I'm done, it would be perfect to be the title. Ooh, I'm really happy. I'm really happy with this. This is turning out great. I love drawing chibi animals. I think it's my favorite thing to draw. Of anything ever. I love drawing chibi animals. Let's see. So, this one's whiskers are white. But I think I'm gonna draw, oh look, it's got, well you can't see, but it does have a couple brown ones, so I'm gonna draw a few. Even though they're mostly white, I'm still gonna ink them with the black ink, just to show that it has whiskers. So I think they're really cute. Maybe I'll give it 5 whiskers on each side. There. 2 little ones. Because it's so cute. It like curves down and then and then these ones come way out here. Okay, and I'm gonna mark the highlights on the eyes now. Even the real life eyes are like chibi eyes because they got these big bright white highlights on them. Makes it look cockeyed. Gotta add another one here. There, that helps. Jeez. There. I do want extra one on this side. There. Oh wait, you can still see one right there. Really bright and shiny. What exactly is chibi? Oh, sorry. I've been making them for so long. I always just. You're not the first person to ask me that recently. Chibi is, well, literally it's just sort of a slang term that means small, and in Japanese. And so it comes from chi-sai, which is the proper word for small, like the adjective. So chibi is kind of a slang. So when it comes to like anime, manga, video game type of stuff, when it's chibi, it's like a really, it turns into childlike proportions with a really big head and a small body. I mean, it's beyond childlike. Like the head is like the same size or bigger than the body. And there's all kinds of styles that people do for chibi stuff. But for my style, for animals, I just go with what seems right. So like with this one, it's actually pretty close to the normal hedgehog proportions. But like when I do a cat or a dog, it'll have, the head will be about half the size of the rest of the body. So I don't know if that helps, but I guess it's just chibi for drawings is just a really stylized version of characters or animals, or even some people do like things, like they could do a chibi car, like a certain, like a Mustang or a Ferrari, and I guess if they did a chibi version, they'd make the headlights really big or something like that. So for me, I just use the term to describe when I'm going to do a super stylized, cute drawing. And for the actual, what that style is, it really varies from artist to artist. Well, Lynn, if you're still here, although I don't know if you can even see me, hear me, I mean, though it looks like you can't even see. It sounds like the chat is working, but nothing else. That is so odd. But if you can hear me, thanks for trying to stick it out. I really appreciate that you keep trying. A lot of people stop by and just leave, and I wonder if they also have trouble. It seems like the only way my stream works really well is if people watch on a normal PC laptop type browser. Oh, Carletta, you're the best. Thank you. You can type a summary for her. You are so nice. I'm so happy that Jeff brought you over. Jeff/Monk. I have to remember to change what I call him. He changed his name. He changed his name since I met him earlier this year. Twitch. My first Twitch buddy he was. There. So I'm going to use the ArtSnacks supplies. I don't know if I said that. I don't think I did. I've got this Inktober supply kit from ArtSnacks. I don't think I'm going to use the blue ink that it included, but I've got this brush that it included, and then I got to change the nib. They gave me this nib holder and this dip pen nib. I don't know if I'll use any of these either, but there's a brush pen in black, and then 3 sort of a multi-liner, fine liner type of pens. So aside from the blue ink, this is everything that was included. And I've just been putting my ink into here because I've been using this all month, and it's starting to get so low that this can't go in there without making a huge mess all over my grip. So I found this thing. I dug this thing up. I never used it. I've had it for years. I got it in an art supply box years and years ago. I finally found a use for it. Okay. Oh, little speck on there. Well, this makes a pretty thick line, so I think I'm going to use it for the eyes. Oh. Oh, come on. Doesn't want to work. You know why it doesn't want to work? This is the first time I've had trouble with this nib. If it doesn't want to work, I might just have to use a brush. So strange. I don't think I manhandled it in the past. Okay, let's try one more time. If it doesn't work, there it goes. We just had a bit of dried ink on there, clogging it up. This isn't really my favorite nib though. I really like the Deleter brand nibs that have more give, so you can get more interesting lines. These lines are kind of, it's just like one size, one straight line. It doesn't really make much of a, it does if you put some pressure on it. It'll make a little bit of difference, but not very much. There, get these eyes, make them nice and round. You watch on your mobile device and it works well most of the time. Are you watching on mobile right now, Carletta? Because I've noticed it's just been recently. Several viewers have told me that the app hasn't been working for them when they try to watch my streams. I don't know if it's all streams or just mine. Okay, so you're watching right now and it's working. So if that is so, then that really gives me hope. So it's been really frustrating when I can't do anything to help. When people want to join me and chat with me. That's the whole reason I joined Twitter, was to have fun making art with people. And then I can't do anything to help, and you know, people will give up. And I don't want them to give up. I think I said this yesterday, but in the past, before Twitch was a thing or streaming was even a thing, I would just get on my messenger programs back when AIM was big and just find anyone to chat with while I made art, because there's something about it that makes it easier or more fun if I can just have someone else there with me. There was a club I used to be in that made art together once a month and stuff. That was the best. Bye, Lynn. Even if you can't hear it now, maybe you'll be able to watch the YouTube video and see that I said bye. Thanks for trying again, even though it was giving you trouble yesterday too. You think Twitch has its moments. I think that it was a really good idea of them to make a creative channel, or I don't know if that's the right word, a creative section for people to put art, even though some people might not think that has anything to do with gaming, since gaming was Twitch's original thing. But I think Twitch is a lot better than YouTube for live interactions, except when the app doesn't work. I had recent experience with it's called Suikoden Day. It's a yearly event for my favorite video game, where just people all get together online for a day to celebrate our favorite video game, which is Suikoden. So I was watching gaming streams on Twitch, and then I was watching a music stream on YouTube. And it's not like the YouTube stream was bad or anything, but there's nothing about it that made me want to switch to just pure YouTube streaming. You crochet and knit. You agree it's more fun knitting and chatting. Do you do your knitting live on Twitch? I think that's impressive. I've tried to knit in the past, and I like put it down and I tried again a few years later. I'm like, I don't have the patience. I'm really impressed when my friends are like, oh, here's my new sweater that I made and stuff. I'm like, oh, dang, that's so cool. I had a Harry Potter movie marathon at my house recently, and 2 of my friends who were there were knitting in there. So there was like one in one chair over here, one in the other chair. It was just like knitting and crocheting happening while Harry Potter is playing. I'm just sitting in the middle. Okay, I think that's good enough for the nose. I think that's all I'm gonna do with this pen nib. Since this gave me trouble, just wiping it off isn't good enough. I'm gonna clean it in the my actual pen cleaner real quick. That's the first time I've had trouble with this nib, and I've just been wiping it off with this little paper towel all month. I guess it was finally not good enough. Oops. Don't come all the way out. I'm going to clean this ink off. Yeah, there's a little dried strip of ink. Oh! You help mod your friend's stream every night except for Saturday/Tuesday. Will you give me a link? I think I also said yesterday that it's really hard for me to get on streams, but I can subscribe, and at least if there is a moment when I am free and the Twitch gives me a notification, I could pop in there. And if you're there too, then that would be fun because I'd know somebody in the chat. Okay, so now I'm done with this. Yeah, I don't know if I'll even use the brush because I need some really fine lines. I need to get my tiniest liner pen. 01 to do all these super teeny tiny. I'm going to turn it this way. Yeah, this pen is perfect for getting that nice fine hair texture. Especially since this hair is white, so I really don't want to use too much black ink. Oh, awesome. Jeff is there too, so I'd know 2 people. Sweet. I guess maybe it's extra tough this time of year because there's so much fun stuff going on since it's autumn. Like this weekend I'm carving pumpkins. And I invited some friends over. And then on Friday it's my husband's mother's birthday, and so I'm making dinner. I'm going to be baking a cake. So that's fun because I love cooking. I love cooking, I love baking. So when someone asks me to make food as their birthday present, oh, that's the best. Keep turning my book around so that the line will start from the correct direction. Because wherever I start, the line always ends up being the thicker part, and then it tapers off. So I want to make sure it's thick in the right part. Oh, blast it. I'm so happy with this. Now these ears are just the super fuzziest little ears you ever did see. I'm not going to use a single solid line for them. I'm just going to do super tiny itty bitty hatching so that they look nice and fuzzy. I always get my sketchbook in crazy places, and then I look at my camera to make sure everything's alright. I'm like, what the heck, why am I way over here? And this ear, little fuzzy bitty ear. And the inside part. Woo! It's coming along, it's coming along. Now, part where the cheek comes down and the texture of the hair changes a little bit from this top part to this bottom part. So I'm going to try to capture that change. It's probably because this part of the hedgehog body gets a lot more movement and it gets laid on and everything, and the top of the head probably doesn't get that as much. That's my theory. Oh yes, please post the link. Then I can click it later. And if anyone watching is interested, they can click it. Yep, I don't have very many restrictions on my chat. So far, no one has given any reason for me to turn on any of the restriction options. So I guess that's the one nice thing about not having too many viewers, is that I have all really nice people like you. Alright, time to do, I guess there's the legs too. Either way, I'm switching to a bigger, not the biggest, but we'll do this size 5, I think. Or should I do, oops, should I do the brush? I'll save the brush. I'll save the brush for doing the texture on the spines. You're welcome. Just try little foot. I think the reason I like drawing chibi animals so much is because I personally enjoy it. It's the most art for myself that I get. But even when I draw, like someone commissions me to draw their pet or something, I still really super enjoy that. And taking their photo of their pet and make it into a little cute version. Last one I did for that kind of thing wasn't a commission exactly, it was a prize that I offered my services as an auction prize for a local auction for our only children's hospital in the area. It's interesting because it was an auction through my gym, so my services didn't really have anything to do with the entity putting the auction together, but I thought it didn't matter when one of my class instructors was like, does anyone have anything they could donate? I was like, oh, never done anything like that. I guess I could try and see if anyone wants to bid on a chibi caricature of their pet. And someone won, and I drew their dog, and its name was Lucy. And it was cute because it had a little patch of black right under its nose, and it was like a yellow lab, and so it looked like it had a little mustache. Like it was even a little patch on this side and a little patch on this side. It's like a whole bunch of little M's. Carletta, do you have any pets? No, you said your friend had a hedgehog. Have you ever had a small animal, or do you have a pet now? I have lots of pets. That's what one of my pets was I was drawing yesterday. My Halloween illustration was my black cat. Since I always wanted a black cat, and then we rescued him when the neighbors abandoned him. He started living under our house, and then we noticed he was losing weight quickly, so we decided to take him to the vet and see if he'd be safe to introduce to our cats, make sure he didn't have any like feline AIDS or anything, and he was perfectly fine. So ever since then I try and make him my Halloween illustration. He's my little Halloween kitty. Getting these little whiskers. I'm using the tiniest pen again because since these whiskers are actually mostly white, I really don't want to use too much black ink. But I do want them to be visible. So actually this one whisker, I didn't draw it this far, but in the reference image it seems to come all the way out. So I'm going to draw it even longer than I did in this sketch. There. Whoa. Okay, I'm not done yet, but I want to erase. Need my big eraser. Oh, where should I? Guess I'll start with the eyes. That's the first thing I inked. So surely they should be dry by now. Oops. Oh, I have my volume on. Turn that off. Well, speak of the devil and he will appear. That's my cat Kiba meowing right now. You have cats, 3 house kitties, and then you work with kitties too. Adorable! What kind of cats do you have, if you don't mind me asking? I guess I should have asked that when I asked you about your pets too. Sarah, welcome! How much did you miss? Well, I sketched this little chibi hedgehog out, and then I did the main inking, but don't worry, I'm still going to do more inking. I'm so glad you could make it. So much fun when I've got people to chat with. I do my best to talk to myself when no one joins me so that my recordings aren't boring. But it's so much nicer when I can talk to you guys. Okay, let's see. What do I need to work on? I actually think I will use the brush just a little bit. Because when I erased, the tiniest bit of ink came off of here. And I want these to be super dark black. Of course, I always do a little level adjustment once I scan it in for digital presentation online. It's so much easier when it's as black as possible in real life. There. And this one, actually, I missed a couple teeniest, tiniest spots. I'm sure you can't even see them, but I can see them, so I gotta take care of that. Those eyes are peeping into your heart. I didn't know if I'd be able to chibify this creature because hedgehogs are so cute. They're so cute on their own. They already have chibi proportions. But the eyes are where I was really able to get the chibi look here, because I made them not even twice as big, but I'd say a third as big as real life. But the rest of the proportions here are pretty true to life. Hedgehogs are natural chibis. Indeed. It's so true. Barn cats. Orange and white, tortoiseshell, white, oh I love tortoiseshell, white, calico, black and white, Siamese, and tiger. Wow, you have like a variety. You have like one of each. One of each kind of cat. Oh, why did I pick up my pencil? I'm so silly. Okay. Right. Should I use any dip ink, or I guess I'll use this so that I'm using as many of the ArtSnacks supplies at once. Oh yeah, thank you Carletta for reminding me about that. Yeah, Sarah, if you have any ideas for this little hedgehog's name, I am open to hearing them. Poindexter. You're Carmen also. Would you prefer me to call you Carletta or Carmen? Or does it not matter? It's like for me with my online nickname Mika, it doesn't matter to me at all whether people call me Mika or call me Denise, which is my real name. Either one works. But I also have some friends who, for various reasons, they just detest being called by their real names, and they'll actually be so adamant about it as to not answer. If, even in real life, if you were to call them by their real name, they will not answer to it. Doesn't matter. Okay. I'll probably just keep calling you Carletta because that's just what I see every time, so it's easier for me to remember. It's just like with Jeff, before his name had Monk in it, so I started calling him Monk. That's why I was calling him Monk before. And then he changed it to Jeff, and so I'm glad that he said yesterday to just call him Jeff, because I was like, should I call him Jeff? Should I call him what I've been calling him before? I don't know. Cleared things up. Okay, as it goes farther back, the visibility of the black part of the spikes is a lot less, so I'm just gonna do little tiny dabs of ink back here. And especially back here, you can hardly see it at all. So little tiny dabs. Not this kind of dab. Oops, got a little thick right there. Ah, but it is darker down towards the bottom. It's probably because the light is hitting it from this direction. I'm going to try not to obstruct the fluff too. You to protect the fluff. Also, don't want to make it too regular of a pattern. It's a little bit random looking. It's even but random. I don't know how to describe it exactly. Hopefully I'll describe it well visually. A little bit more down here since it's darker. Just got this little spot. You started using quilt or your real name in cases where you talk to people because you got sick of people calling you Hunter. Calling you by your character's name. That's funny, I didn't know that. I mean, I like your quilt nickname, I think it's cute. I like saying quilt. Quilt, it's just a cute word. How's that looking? Okay, still got that little spot. It's pretty bright. Doesn't need too much. How's that? Maybe a little bit here to accentuate this fluffy. To help the fluffy stand out. Don't want to do too much though. There, how's that? Sweet. Okay. Now I think all I need to do is a little bit of texture on the white fur. And I'll use this tiny pen again. Guess it should be darker down underneath the hedgehog. And a little bit more lines. I guess to make the mouth stand out, I'll use a neck size up. And this fur right on the top of the head is just this long, straight pieces of fur. There, that's good. Oh, you guys are both quilting. I'm always so impressed when I go to the fair every year. I see the quilts people made and submit. I always submit my art to the competitions in the fair, and they have a whole quilt section, and have this huge expo building. I think I will stick with this small pen. Quilting is just incredible to me. It's just so amazing to look at. And all the different patterns that people do, fabric choices, and I've seen where people have like used printed fabric with like photos on it, or where they like embroider cool stuff on it. And there's huge ones and tiny ones. So impressive. Doing the super tiny lines here to make the fuzzy ears, and to make them dark. So they looked fuzzy before, but they need to be dark too. Do it a little bit heavier right here where this curve of the ear is. One. Yeah, sorry if I don't know if this is making the camera shake. My table's definitely shaking from my little tiny hatching movements. Try not to get too much where this long hair from the forehead is coming in. Gotta keep them super, super tiny. Tiniest little short strokes so that looks like the littlest, fuzziest little ears. I'll darken this one too. Hold this like this for a second. Okay, I guess that's alright. Now the nose and the legs. I think I'll just do fill with hatching for the legs. Because it looks like they're furry, but I can't see any actual strands of hair. Do a little bit more to give a sense of shadow. And on this side. Okay, now, so let's see. Looks like the hair goes up like that. Because its nose, its muzzle area is all brown. So it really stands out against this sort of halo of white fur. And I can also use this to help give dimension to the nose. It goes up and even goes around the eyes a little bit. Almost like it has brown eyelashes, though it's clearly not eyelashes. On the bottom, the hair kind of goes down. Okay. Turns right about where the whiskers are. Here it's still kind of going up along the face. Okay, other side. This one comes all the way out too, a little brown cheek. A little brown hedgehog cheek. And again, up and around the eye. I've read that the reason animals have dark areas around their eyes is similar to why football players put like that black paint on their cheekbones. It's to help with glare from the sun. Of course, football players, I think it's also glare from our artificial lighting, but still, it's like the same principle. Almost done. Now I'm going to add more hatching for shadowing effect rather than the overall color. Okay, it's darker right here because this part is actually flat and this part is sticking out. This part's flat, so it's actually darker overall. I think I might be done. The only thing I want to do is my favorite black outline. Should I use a multi-liner or should I use a brush? I think I'll use this brush. I forgot to get myself some water in my bowl. So the brush got hard from the last time I used it in the ink a little while ago. Here I want to be careful not to lose the fluffy look. Still want to get a nice thick black outline. I don't want to lose this delicate fluffy appearance. There, I think that works. Same thing here. Don't want to lose the fluffy. Sweet. Not even connecting all the lines for the fluffy sections. I think it works just as well so long as it's overall nice and dark and it's clearly part of the same outline. I'm doing teeny tiny marks for the ear. Keep that fluffy look, keep that fluffy texture. Whew. I think I'm gonna continue the line on the ears themselves. This little teeny line like this, help them stand out against the rest of the body, especially this one. There. Okay. I think I'm done. Yay! Like this on my inky towel that I've been using all month. No reason to throw it away. It's still good enough to use. Just a little bit black and some blue. Now I just need to sign it. What shall I use? Shall I use my nib? Shall I use one of these? I think I'll use this. It's adorable. Thank you. I'm glad you think it's adorable. I think it is too. Even though I drew it, I'm still so pleased by it. 2018. And I like to write this Inktober. Day. I don't even know what day. 25. Ooh, not very many left. Just 1, 2, 3, 4, because I'm not doing weekends. And the title was Prickly. The prompt was Prickly. Prickly. Goodness. Yay. I'm so happy. I don't think I've ever drawn a real life hedgehog before. Much less a chibi one. He is a precious little prickle. Okay, you two. What did you think of for names? So, Sarah did Poindexter. What did you think of Carletta? Precious. I could just name it Precious Poindexter. What do you think? That can be this hedgehog's official name. I'll post it. Pickles. Precious Pickles. Okay, which do you think? Precious Pickles, Precious Poindexter. Precious Poindexter Pickles. Oh, options. Poindexter, Precious Pickles. Precious Poindexter Pickles. Okay, I'm gonna call it Precious Poindexter Pickles. Your name is officially, I'm gonna write it too. I'm gonna write it so I don't forget. Okay, that's it. That's his name. Its name, I don't know if it's a him or a her. Let's see. Precious Poindexter Pickles. Oh, Pickles. That's so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna draw a little heart too. Oh, you guys made this great today. Oh, thank you. Precious Poindexter Pickles. I can't wait to scan this and post it online. Oh, okay. Well, it went a little over my streaming window, but not too bad. Not too bad. Just, what, 20 minutes over? Okay, well, I will be back tomorrow. I'm doing another Inktober prompt. And then I'll be back for the first 3 days of next week, too. And then that's the end of Inktober. So that's it for today. I'd love it if you could catch me again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you for watching.